My first ever live stream. I'm kind of nervous because I never did a live stream, but it's like, fuck it. Um, or screw it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely live right now. It's a little bit nerve-wracking because I'm not sure what to actually talk about. Um, but yeah, so for those of you who don't know, and I'm on two cameras right now, so I'm going live on TikTok and then I'm live on YouTube also. But for those who don't know, my name is QUASAR the Composer. I'm a rapper. I'm from LA. Um, I was born here, raised all over California, blah, 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 blah. Northern and Southern California. Um, yeah, and I make music, I rap. So the purpose of me doing this live stream to even begin with is just to get more subscribers, more views on my music videos because I have a lot of music videos out. Um, and yeah, I just want to connect with people more and tap in with more people so that people know who I am and what I do. Like I said, my name is QUASAR the Composer. I make music. I rap, but I also make like somewhat like pop music when I feel like it. But my name is QUASAR the Composer because I make really whatever kind of music I feel like, whatever kind of music feels good to me. So that's my vibe. Um, yeah, but I wanted to go live today. I'm gonna like start going live more often and make it like an actual thing. Um, because I just feel like I haven't really necessarily been active like that. I just do mostly like my music videos. I've done a few vlogs that are on my YouTube channel and stuff like that, but I want to tap more into like connecting with people and connecting with my followers and just people just getting to know me in general. So for that, I need to do live streams. So, I recently released three singles. Like my latest three singles are oh well, what else? What else? What else? Let me see. So I said I'm from Los Angeles. I've been doing music for about like let's say since 2014 is when I released my first project. But that's when I found out about TuneCore or whatever, and I released my first project. But I've actually been doing music even longer than that. I had a cousin who was a producer, and he used to like make beats, and I always used to go to his studio or whatever. And by the way, you guys, I'm talking to two different cameras, so you feel me? But I used to go to his studio and catch the bus from my granny's house and go to my cousin's house, and he would play me beats, and I would just be like freestyling on his beats. And I didn't really take it that serious until I actually got with my ex-boyfriend, and he made beats, and he would be making beats, and he would always be like, yo, you need to rap on this, because he knew I liked to freestyle. So then I start rapping on his beats and da 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 and blah 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 blah. But I didn't take it actually super serious until like so 2014. I went to a studio session with like French Montana and Molly Ma and Jeremiah at the Chalice Studios, which is like a really popular studio here in LA. It's off of Highland, and it's like in the Melrose area. But I went to that studio session and I was in there with French or whatever. And he was like, yo, like, do you rap? And I'm like, yeah, I rap. And he's like, well, you make music? And I'm like, yeah, I make music. So he's like, well, like, where's your music at? And I was like, I haven't put none out or nothing. So then he was like, well, just, what did he say? He was like, you need to put something out on streaming. He was like, because regardless if you have an audience or not, like if you put something out and people meet you, then at least they know you're serious about your craft. So then in 2014, and I went by the name, like right now I go by the name QUASAR the Composer. Back then I went by the name Marley Nadine. And so I put out a project called The Wise Gal in 2015, but 2014 is when I recorded it or whatever, and I put it out in 2015. And then yeah, I just felt like I was the SHIT. But you know, the crazy part about it was like I was still young. I wasn't really like focused like that. And I had a young baby. Like at that time, my baby was a toddler. So I was still trying to like find my footing, find my voice. Like even music was at a different place at that time. Like it wasn't the same. Like there was no like, I don't know, it was just different artists, and even French was a different artist at that time. So there were definitely artists out and music was different, but my sound has evolved as time has gone on. Like recently, like my sound is way evolved than it was then. Like back then I was just mostly like strictly rapping, and now I'm just like, you know, I'm like, it's more of a vibe than it is like rap, you know. And I do still rap because I'm with like, I love wordplay and I love rhyming and doing all that, but at the same time it's more focused. So hi Faros XY. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. So this is my first live stream. I just came on to chat with you guys. Ask me any questions you want to ask me, I'll answer them. Thank you for popping in. Hi. Oh, snap. Chance. That's my boy. So there's another producer that used to live in my building. Yeah. Chance. So yeah, I was just talking about like how I first got into music or whatever. And yeah, that's how I first got into music, was through French Montana telling me like you need to put out a project. So I put out one. Oh, that's cool. I've been good. I actually moved into a house. So I was gonna get there, but then the homie's like asking me questions. So I'm just like, yeah, but I actually moved into a house on February 14th, and I'm in the valley. It's pretty, like it's vibes. It's 4 bedrooms, it's way bigger, and I'm having a good time. But what else did I want to say about the music? Yeah, I guess so, right? Like a valley girl now, whatever. But I've always kind of been a valley girl because I actually grew up in so many different valleys, like throughout Los Angeles. Like I was born in LA, but I was raised all through like different valleys and stuff. I lived in one beach city, and outside of that, you know, stayed in the valley, hence the voice and the accent. But yeah, but not LA Valley though. This is my first time living in LA Valley, to clarify. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of how I got into music. But what really like took it over the limit and made me get really serious with music was, okay, so 2015, my mom had like pretty much an accident. She kind of had like an episode of psychosis. Like I lost my grandmother when I was in jail, by the way, like the day before I got out of jail. Lost my grandmother, then my uncle got murdered, then my grandfather died, and then my mom was going through a divorce. So she went through like a type of like a psychosis event, and she shot herself in the head. And during that whole time, like I was already spiritual and stuff, but I had like a spiritual awakening. I felt like, oh my God, I gotta get closer with God, and I gotta figure my life out. So like after that happened, I decided to move back to LA and just take my music. Cause when she was in the hospital, she was in the hospital in Moreno Valley. So I was like out there. And once that happened, it just made me feel like, yo, I need to, and by the way, you guys, likes in the comments, like likes, thumbs up, anything you guys can do. Yeah, but I mean, it is sad, but like, okay, so she did that, and but she didn't die. Let's clarify that. So that happened with my mom. She shot herself in the head. Once she went into rehabilitation, And she started to learn how to walk and talk and do like all the things because the bullet like got nudged in the side of her head or whatever. Once she went to rehabilitation, I decided like I was going to go back to LA and I was going to pursue my music career. And this is around like 2016. So I just got like way more serious with my music. And that's when I changed my name to QUASAR the Composer, because at first I was Marley Nadine. And like a little bit later, I'll go into more details on like all my name changes, because throughout my whole career in the entertainment industry, I've had multiple name changes because I just feel like shedding my skin and just doing new stuff all the time. So that's exactly what I do. But yeah, so 2016, I came back to LA and like all I had was my Cadillac truck and just that was it. But the cool part about it, so my best friend Chance, which it's funny that Chance is on here. So my best friend Chance, like right after my mom got out the hospital, my best friend Chance gets murdered in Ecuador, and it just like broke me down. Like it was just one thing after the other. But also like he was kind of like the Jesus of our group, so it just motivated me to like go like really really hard and just like focus on just like myself and what I wanted to do. So I changed my name to QUASAR the Composer, like based off of like what a quasar is. And a quasar is like a distant it's a distant object in the universe that emits exceptionally large amounts of energy, and it has a star-like image in a telescope, but it emits like radioactive, like it like emits these radioactive like fire things looking things, but it's also like the it also symbolizes like the creation of like a universe or something like that. So I named myself QUASAR the Composer based off of that. And then I also because of the numerology, like the numerology of QUASAR is 7. So I was just like really messing with those two vibes. And also I'm like super into astrology, so it all like goes hand in hand. So yeah, QUASAR the Composer. And because like I'm just a really good writer, I mean, I'm a good freestyler, but I'm also a really good writer, and I just have a way of telling a story, and I like to create, and compose is like a fancy way of saying create. And then also because I like classic music, and back in the day, like the classic music like artists, they were called composers. So it was like all those things tied together is how I came with my name QUASAR the Composer or whatever. And so during this time, so boom, I go back to LA in 2016. I came back to LA because I'm still in LA right now. Came back to LA in 2016, and I was just on some like just I gotta make it, I gotta get it. And like around this time, like mind you, I've been knowing David Sebastian since like probably like 2011, 2012. I've been knowing David Sebastian for a while, but when I came back to LA in 2016, like I reconnected with David Sebastian. I used to kick it with him and we used to hang out and stuff. And this is before he got his deal, because I think he got his record deal with Warner in like 2021 or whatever. But I just remember like hanging with David in Hollywood and like whining and complaining about how I miss my daughter, because I also like during that time when I came back to Hollywood, like I was actually homeless. Like I had my Cadillac truck, but I pretty much like my Cadillac truck got towed one of these days, and they pretty much just like locked it up for a long time, and I couldn't get it out, like because they had some like 3-month thing on it, like where I couldn't get it out for like a number of months or something like that. So I was just in LA, like my truck was gone, I had no place to stay, I was like couch surfing and stuff, and I just remember like falling down the wall like on Hollywood and Cosmo, and just like telling David like, man, I miss my kid so much, because I sent my kid to go be with her dad. So like when I tell you, like I was on the grind like on a mission, and you know, I didn't really want to send my daughter away, but at the same time, like the way I was living at that moment, like I couldn't have her with me. And plus, she hadn't seen her dad in so many years. So I was just like, that only makes sense to, like, you feel me, send her with her dad so she could at least have a safe place to stay and blah, 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 blah. So, boom. So I come back in LA in 2016. I'm hanging with Agoff's hanging with Chapo. I'm around Little Peep, Smoke Perp, like all these people. That was during that time when their music was going off. And this is when like rap music in particular was creating like a bunch of like subgenres. It wasn't just like rap only. It started becoming like alternative rap where it's like a little hint of rock in it. Tracy Minaj, like all these kind of people. So I'm like kicking it with them. Me and Agoff are living like underground in a studio at the time. And it was definitely like a moment in time. Like, but yeah, I was thugging it so bad. And I remember just like every day I would journal and I would pretty much like thank God for like giving me an apartment and giving me like a new car and getting my daughter back. Like I was pretty much just like manifesting without knowing, but I kind of did know what I was doing. So that's just what I was doing like in 2016. And then like I think in 2017, I met my ex-boyfriend and we kind of like thugged it out together, and we like hustled up enough money to get an apartment, and then we got the apartment that I just moved from in the Ava in Toluca Hills, and then we just moved in there or whatever. And I broke up with him and I was still living there for a long time. Like I just moved from there. So, but I loved like going from being homeless to like having a place. Like it gave me that stability that I needed. And mind you, I wasn't like homeless. Like I was never sleeping on the streets. There was one night though where I had no place to go, but I used to stay at this girl's place in Beverly Hills named Val. And I think she goes by Sweet Valley High now. And she was signed to Warner at the time. And she pretty much like, she would let me crash at her place. But I met her in the hills, in the West Hollywood Hills at this party. And I was freestyling at this jam session, and she was like, "Oh my God, girl, like you're coming up with that off the top of your head." And I'm like, "Yeah, like I do this." So then pretty much she started like paying me to write for her. So I would write for her and she would give me like $500 every time I would write for her. And then she would let me crash at her crib and stuff. So like outside of like living in the studio with Agoff, like I was also like living like at this girl's house, like couch surfing with her. And there's a freestyle show called From the Corner Store, and there's this guy named Desi G. He does this thing where he lets rappers come and freestyle. Like Desi G, I met him at that time, and he even came over to like hang out with me at the girl's house in Beverly Hills or whatever. So like I wasn't down and out. It's not like I was living under the bridge or anything like that, but I was definitely sleeping in studios or couch surfing at old girl's house in Beverly Hills, or just couch surfing with anybody who would let me like couch surf pretty much. Like that was 2016 for me. It was thugging. It was very thugged out, but I grinded. Like I did what I had to do. And like I had linked with Val, and Val knew this guy named Just B, who was the road manager for Juicy J, and also like maybe Adam Levine from Maroon 5. So there was a point when Val convinced him to let me, like, if they were gonna have any if they were gonna have like this writing camp for Juicy J's new project. And mind you, like I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia, so I'm really good when it comes to like mimicking sounds and stuff like that. So I was just pretty much like, yo, let me see if I can get in the session. And so Just Be convinced Juicy J to let me come in the session. And so I was in the session with Juicy J and like making demos and stuff for his project. And I connected with his producer, Crazy Mike. And me and Crazy Mike actually became cool for many years after that until we like got into it. And that's a whole nother story. But, you know, I had like, there was stuff like this going on behind the scenes, and I was feeling like, okay, I'm closer. And I was even offered like a deal by Val and Just Be, but I just felt like actually Crazy Mike was the one who told me like, yeah, you shouldn't probably do this deal because it sounds kind of like you're not going to get any money out of it. So I kind of held off and didn't do the deal. Hi, Duck Army. Hi, Warith Abdullah. Hi, everybody who's in the chat, but give me some likes, you guys, if you guys are in the chat. I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what was going on, like, because yeah, I put out my first project in 2014, but like the music didn't really, like the grind of the music didn't really start happening until 2016. That's when it really got like serious, and I was QUASAR and I was locked in and blah 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 blah. And when I ended up moving into my apartment building, when I got from off the streets and got my own place, then I got my daughter back. She came back home or whatever, and once she came back home, like when my daughter, like, you know, I thugged it really hard, but once she came around, it gave me that stability. Like it gave me that kind of like mirror to myself. Like I felt like, okay, you need to do this, that, and the other because your baby's looking at you. So once Bunny got back home, like I just got straight to business. I started hustling way more. And pretty much in 2018 is when I shot my first video, which was Light a Wick. And yeah, Light a Wick was definitely an interesting video. Like the guy who edited it didn't really do the greatest job, but you know, it was what it was. And then ever since then, I just been on the grind. I just kept on shooting videos. And I think it was in 2021, I released a project called Once in a Blue Moon 2, because I had Once in a Blue Moon 1 in 2018. And then I had Love Spells, and then I had Once in a Blue Moon 2. And during Once in a Blue Moon 2, I was on Melrose and I was promoting my album release party. I was like passing out flyers and stuff. And I ran into these boys from Brooklyn that were out here like visiting. And pretty much I just linked up with them. They came to my album release party and they turned it up. And it was lots of fun, but I ended up staying connected with one of the guys from there. And when I finally made my way to New York, like I linked with them and they just put me on with a lot of stuff. Like the guy's name is Six Roy. He's a rapper from Brooklyn, and he just put me on to like all the music that he listened to, which happened to be like Shawnee Bin Laden and Lou Got Cash. Those were the two main ones from New York that he put me on to, and he was playing me like Dirk and stuff like that. But like, you feel me? I had already knew about him. So I was just like, yo, put me on to the artists from New York that are like fire. So he was putting me on with like different artists and stuff. And that takes me, I'm gonna like fast forward. And okay, so pretty much like me and that guy were like really good friends. We traveled back and forth from Cali to LA. I mean, from Cali to New York for years, and low-key had a bunch of fun, like a bunch of fun. And we even did a record that has never been dropped. But long story short, like he put me on these artists and I really like tapped in with the artists because I felt like he didn't want to do a record with me and he was kind of playing me sideways, like I wasn't special or something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna show him. So the artist named Shawnee Bin Laden that he put me on with, I was like listening to him on on Apple Music. And afterwards, it has shuffled me to another artist named Diora. So I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I fell in love with Diora's project called Hood Love. Honestly, like, it's a classic to me. Like, Hood Love reminds me of like Mac Dre and like these like underground rappers from the Bay Area that I used to listen to. And like, I really just like love underground artists because like the production might not always be perfect, but the expression is just like on point. So I really love Diora. So what I did was, I don't even know how I tapped in with this dude. Like, I don't even know if it was through just Instagram, which most likely it was, but I tapped in with him and we ended up doing a song together. And I was so happy, like, because I wanted to do a song with him because first off, this other boy was like, yo, like, these are the artists I listen to. So like, I just wanted to prove that I could do whatever. So I just pretty much tapped in with all the artists that he looked up to and tried to do songs with them. And I was then trying to do a song with Shawnee Bin Laden, but I couldn't get tapped in with him. Like, I would go on his live stream and stuff and he would never really respond. So because there's like a bunch of people on his live stream when he go live on Instagram. So I ended up tapping in with one of his artists, like outside of Dior. Like, I tapped in with Dior first, and then I tapped in with one of his artists named Big Rao. And I did a song with him, and I was working on a project called Crybaby. And Big Rao is on a song called Benjamin on Crybaby. And yeah, so I got a feature with him. I got a feature with Diora. And then just recently, as a single, I got a feature with Lou Got Cash. Now, if you guys remember when I was talking about like, bro, we were so loaded. We were driving over the Brooklyn Bridge and he was playing Lou Got Cash's first project. I don't even know what it's called, but it has like a cartoon on it. I don't even know if that's his first project, but whatever's on streaming. And he was like, yeah, this is kind of like the first guy who came with this like sound of like a singing vibe in the city, because he raps, but he also like sings. It's definitely a new wave of music. I mean, it's not new now, but I feel like he's definitely like the leader of that. So anyways, yeah, so what I was trying to say was I wanted to get to my new singles. So last year, I was just giving you guys a little backstory to know about like how I even heard about Lou Got Cash and how I even tapped in with him. But I ended up like tapping in with a gang of producers from New York, including like Mean Man and Call Up Tay and Not at the Table Carlos and Chubby El Jefe and like a bunch of other people too. I just can't think right now, but those are the ones that come like to the top of my head. But oh yeah, and Third was actually the first producer that I tapped in with in New York before I even came to work on my Crybaby project. And don't ask how I even tapped in with him. I can't even remember because it was so long ago, but I just know I connected with certain energies and just started making stuff happen. But okay, boom. So my recent singles that I have out that I dropped last year, one of them is Bag the Cat with Lou Got Cash. Like, I finally got my Lou Got Cash feature. I tapped in with Lou through a mutual producer that we both knew. And pretty much I was just like, yo, I want a song with Lou Got Cash so bad. Like, like, help me get in touch with him and blah, 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 blah. And I honestly don't remember how I first got in touch with him, but I know somehow, some way I got in touch with his manager and I inquired about the feature, and that's how it happened. And mind you, like, I pay for all my features. Like, I've paid for all my features. Like, I would love if somebody would just give me a feature off the strength, but if I have to pay for it, like, I don't mind. And I like grinded my ass off to get every feature that I have. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys what I did to get the money, but no explicit, content, but definitely some underground stuff happened to make it happen. But I did it. Like, I took the risk. Like, I definitely made all those features happen. So yeah. What else? So yeah, so my most recent single, Bag the Cat. Well, it's not my most recent single, but there's three latest singles that I have. They happen consecutively. So I believe in August of last year, I dropped Bag the Cat with Lou Got Cash. Or actually I dropped the video. Like I might have dropped the song in July, but I actually locked in the feature in fall of 2023. And so yeah, I did the song with Lou Got Cash. It's definitely like super fun. It's super pop. Like it's rap, but it's also pop and silly at the same time. Um, that's funny, but that's not how I made my money from my feature. So relax. But listen, um, yeah, Chance, because you'll be into the same stuff I be into. So if you know, you know, and that's how I got the money for the features. But anyways, so yeah, what was I about to say? So yeah, boom, I dropped that single. The reason why I dropped it so late, because I had it already locked in fall of 2023. Yeah, because it's 2025. Um, he's so funny. Um, I had the feature locked in of fall in 2023, but I actually just I wasn't able to travel to New York until summer of 2024, which is the first summer that I went to New York, because I always go to New York on, like, I go to New York in the winter or in the spring. Like I've never been to New York in the summer. So like last year I was like, yo, I gotta get to New York for the summer or whatever. So I made it happen. But anyways, I kind of held on to that song for a minute just because I wanted to make sure I could shoot the video with it. So I went to New York, boom, linked with Lou Got Cash. Not recorded the record, shot the music video. And yeah, and then I like dropped it in August or something. And then also in the fall of 2024, the fall of 2023, I had ended up locking in a feature with Votto. Now, their prices weren't that bad. I don't hate on like feature prices and all that stuff, because honestly, like if it was me, I would be doing the same thing. So like I don't hate on that, because I understand the craft and I understand how much time and energy people put into their craft, and like it's an expensive world. So like why do you think somebody would do a song with you that has put in time and effort and energy all this time for like free? Even if they give it to you for the cheap, like pay them something, you feel me? Because I don't know why people think like artists are rich. Like most artists are not rich. They just present themselves accordingly for the camera or whatever. Like I'm not rich, but I'm doing decent. So anyways, boom. What else was I talking about? Okay, so then I had ended up getting a feature with Votto. That's the second single that I have out. So let me just pause and say, I need everybody to like either subscribe to, like, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube, find me on whatever streaming platform you stream on. That would be Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Deezer, whatever the heck you use. Like it doesn't matter. Follow me on any platform. My TikTok's right here. Okay, so my TikTok is at QUASAR the Composer, I believe. Let me see, what's the name of my TikTok? Yeah, it's just QUASAR the Composer. Oh no, so my TikTok is The Real QUASAR, because I'm actually live on TikTok right now. So TikTok is The Real QUASAR. Follow me on TikTok. My Instagram is at QUASAR the Composer, and my YouTube channel is just QUASAR the Composer. So follow me on all those, but most importantly, like Find Bag the Cat on streaming platforms. Stream it. It's a good song. It's fire. And yeah. So yes, that's true from user blah 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 blah. Fake person. Like I hate no names. But yeah, so anyways, what was I saying? Okay, now back to the second single that I released last year. So the second single I released last year was the name of it is Fed Up, and it's featuring Vado. Now, for like the real hip hop heads who know, like Vado is actually like Dipset alumni. Like he was brought up like under Cam or whatever, but he's like known to be a spitter. There's like certain people in the industry who are just like spitters. Like it would be like Lloyd Banks, Fabulous, like obviously like Cameron, like certain people are just spitters. So I had hit up my boy one day, Chuck, and so Chuck is, I don't know what borough Chuck is from, but Chuck is from New York, and I met him when I went out to Days Summit Festival like in 2021, and I just pretty much like linked up with a bunch of like artists. Like I really just networked my A off like when I was over there, and just tapped in with so many artists in New York. So I had built a relationship with this other producer named Chuck, and I had hit up Chuck and I was like, yo, Chucky, like, do you know any like fire rappers from New York that you have ever like done a beat with that you could tap me in with so that they could possibly like do a feature with me? So he was like, yeah, I did a record for Lloyd Banks before, and I done a record for Vado. So I was like, all right, cool, let's tap me in with Vado or whatever. So, I mean, I didn't say tap me in with Vado. I actually said, well, just send out an email and see which one would be down to like work with me or whatever. So he had sent out an email to Vado and to Lloyd Banks, and actually Vado responded to the email and was like, yeah, I'm down to do a feature with her. Just tell her to lock in, tell her my feature price and to lock in, because I'm about to sign with Mary J. Blige right now. So after I sign with Mary J. Blige, like my price is gonna go up. So that was fall 2023. I locked in the feature with him, and I don't know if we took that long to like get everything done. I had sent him a different beat at first. Like I wanted to do it to the homies beat, Big Greg from out here in Long Beach, and he didn't want to hop on Big Greg's beat because he said it was too like drilly, had too much of a drill sound to it. So I said, F it, like we'll just like send me whatever you want to send me then. So he sent me his verse on his own beat and sent it to me, and he started off the record, and then I just kept it, and then I recorded my verse, but I didn't put it out until this past fall. So I dropped that song Fed Up in what I want to say like November of 2024. But when I tell you like Fed Up, out of all the songs, like I am spitting, like I am really spitting, like, but I needed that because a lot of the time on my songs, like I be mad silly, mad goofy, like playful, like, because that's just the way that I am naturally. But sometimes I feel like, dang, like I need to let people know like I could really spit. So that's what the song with Vado was for, to like show that I could actually rap. And I got off. I definitely got off. Like I think I murdered this song, and it's called Fed Up. Now let me take the time to pause. That's on all streaming platforms. That's actually the most streamed song that I have right now. Like that one gets the most plays, rightfully so, because it's a lyrical, like it's just fire. So if you guys want to like check any of those records out, like I said, Fed Up featuring Vado is on all streaming platforms, and I'm spitting on there like tough, like barking on, you know what I mean? So what else? Okay, and then the last single that I released this in December. I released it on December 7th, this is the direction that I'm going in right now. So like I kind of decided, like, I've been decided this when I named myself QUASAR the Composer, right? Like, I decided that I wasn't going to just be in one lane. Like, from the time that I named myself QUASAR the Composer, like, I knew that I would want to do different genres, and I knew that I would want my style to evolve. And if anybody ever had something to say about it, I'd be like, yo, I'm QUASAR the Composer. Like, I do different sounds. Like, that's my vibe. So, I'm making that leap. So XXX I Love It was the first of the change in my sound. And well, honestly, it wasn't the first because I did Skeet by Mean Man. And Mean right now actually has some songs with Zeddy. The Now I'm in the Club, Circling with Your Friend. Like he has some records with Zeddy right now, but I got my record with him in like 2022. But he's really like that hot. He's from like Doomsday. That's the name of his like label or his studio or whatever, but he's super popular in New York, and he just has those crazy drums. It's not Jersey Club, it's like an evolved version of that. But I just decided like I wanted to make music that is like club music, but like fun music, but like on the verge, like it's rap, but it's club music, but it's also pop, but it's also international. So I kind of did that with Skeet first. And then with my single XXX I Love It that I just dropped in December, on December 7th of last year, that's like me like fully stepping into that door. So that song was produced by Not at the Table Carlos, who's also like a huge producer. Like, well, I wouldn't say he's a huge producer, but I feel like in the New York music scene, like everybody knows about him. And even just all over, I feel like people know about him. I don't think he's gotten the recognition that he deserves quite yet. And a lot of these producers haven't, but in the industry, like between like the people that are actually making music, like they know what's up. So he's the one who produced that beat, XXX I Love It. And it's very international. And like what I'm going for right now is like making more so international music. Like I want people to be able to play my music in Dubai, in Japan, and like all over. Like I don't want it to just be like some, oh, this is just some pop. I mean, not pop, but just, oh, this is just some hip hop, like shoot up the club stuff, even though people love that from America. But like, I feel like I could take it a step further if I like really rock with that XXX I Love It sound. So that's where I'm at right now. I made a name for the genre, like it's called horny pop. Horny pop is what it's called, and XXX was the first song of it. But I have another song that I've recorded that is not out, and I'm about to release a whole project probably by the summer, and it's gonna be all like club. I like to like classify it as like festival music, like club festival music, like international music. So it's definitely like an evolution of QUASAR from just the rap to the fun. You feel me? The fun. So yeah, that's what I'm on right now. And okay, so let me just talk about this single that hasn't came out yet. So this is gonna go on the full project, but the single, bro, is fire. That's the hint. And fire is also in the title. It's fire. I'm a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius. Let it be known. But it's fire. I'm so proud of it. And the funny thing is that it was inspired by the fires that happened in Palisades, because my kid actually goes to Palisades and she's not even in school right now because her school got burned down. So when I went in the studio, that was still happening. Like people were still getting evicted. Like it was to the point where I couldn't even come and record with the engineer because he's like, I gotta evacuate, emergency. And he wasn't even by the fire, but people were just so freaked out about it. And our phones kept on getting these stupid like alerts about the like having to evacuate your home, but they were sending it to everybody in LA, which was so dumb. But so yeah, everybody was panicking. So it was to the point where I couldn't even record the song on time because I was like running around. But I started working. Hi Jordan, how are you? Thanks for joining the live. Please give me a like. You think Sagittarius is the most dangerous sign in the world? That's hilarious. I could agree because we're smart and we're witty and we are charming. But anyways, but we're also kind and we're funny. So yeah, that's pretty dangerous. That's a dangerous combination. And we're talented. So boom. But yeah, so what was I saying? Somebody remind me. I'm Chatty Patty. I just went off on a rant. Oh yeah, my song. Okay, so boom. Got you. I'm alive. Glad that you're doing the same. Yeah, like why wouldn't I be alive? Like but anyway, so the new song though, the new song is so fire and it was inspired by the LA fires or whatever that just happened, but in the horniest way possible. Like even the engineer who was recording me, he's like everybody be laughing when I be saying my horny stuff. But the truth is, I have not had, you know what, in a really long time. I slipped up like once, but outside of that, it's technically been a year. Like I don't even count that one because it just doesn't count. But so in my mind, it's been a year. So the thing about that, the thing about me not being actually active is that I've been channeling all that energies and it's been coming out in my songs and I've been making the horniest songs alive. So like when people hear the song, like when it comes out, like some people actually might be offended because I mentioned the fires in the song, but some people might actually just be like, yo, she's mad silly. And some people might be like, yo, she turned a bad situation into something really funny and horny. I'm not sure the songs. I might drop it in April or May, but I'm not dropping the project until June. So I might let it warm up around like April or May or whatever. But I'm not dropping the project until the summer. And this will be the first summer project that I've ever dropped because for whatever reason, I drop in December, I drop in October, and then I dropped in January a few times. But I really be dropping in December and October and February the 14th. Like I've dropped a few things on oh Chance, are you a Aries? Let me see. I understand what you're talking about. I'm interested in hearing it. Nice. But yeah, you guys throw me likes, hit the like button, tap in with me. I'm gonna start going live more, but you guys need to tell me like I just didn't know what to talk about. So I just talked about first things first, like my intro to music and how like I kind of got started. But you guys need to tell me like what you guys want to hear me talk about pretty much. Like what would you like to hear me talk about? Right now, I just really wanted to like shout out my latest 3 singles. So A, that's Bag the Cat featuring Luga Cash. B, that's Fed Up featuring Votto. And C, XXX I Love It. XXX I Love It is a club, it's a club joint. Fed Up is like me just really like, you feel me, get into it with the rap, like it's a real rap song. And then Bag the Cat is like, it's like a fun, flirty, horny record, but it's pop too at the same time. So I kind of gave like varieties when I just dropped, just to warm you guys up for like the stuff that's coming up soon or whatever. But yeah, y'all, I'm just chilling. Like that's it. I'm like very proud of the music that's coming though, and it's gonna be super fun. Like that's the most important thing to me, because I just feel like, and also like, okay, so boom, let's skip subjects from the music to like life in general. So the last place that I was living in, I had been there for like 7 years, you guys. And just like this past summer, I got into a car accident and crashed my Benz, and I didn't have a car, and I was spending so much money on Ubers and like, and not even for like just myself, like, well, yeah, like going to the grocery store, stuff like that, but also just getting my kid to school every day. Like it was a pain in the you know what. And I was spending so much money, but then I started like getting rental cars, and the rental cars were expensive, and it was just like everything was just beating my feet. Like, and it was just so hard for me to maintain, but I finally got the check for my freaking accident, and it came. When did it come? It came the day before my birthday last year, December 20th. And for those of you who don't know, like I also have a business because I have to make money. Like I have a few hustles, but I have a business where I like actually make money. It's called She Creates. And well, it's called the She Creates Collective, but more specifically, She Creates Juice. So I'll be making like fresh pressed juices and stuff. And once I got my car back, like I got my check on the I got my check on the 19th. I went and got my car on the 20th, or maybe I was praying on the 19th. My check came through on the 20th, and then I got my car on the 20th. Like, yeah, actually, same day I cashed the check, I went and got another car. And then my birthday was on the 21st. And just like that, it was just like, it's been nonstop since. But I just like, me and my daughter have had our boxes packed for like the last 6 months, and we've been like dying to like leave this apartment. Like we just been here for too long. And the thing is like it's a mad comfy community, and you can get really comfortable, but also like comfortability is stagnancy sometimes. Like you don't want to be too comfortable. They got like a little store right there. It's like gated, you feel me? Like it's no bums. Like there's a lot of good things about it. There's a gym, there's all kind of stuff, nature, deers, coyotes, like there's all kind of stuff that'll make you want to stay there. But also I feel like it was making me stagnant, so I just felt like it was time to move on. So I just, oh, and my lease was already going to be up anyways, so I was just like we need to leave, like, because you know how many times I extended my lease there. So I was like, yo, we need to leave. So I just started looking for houses. And when I was looking for houses, it was crazy though, because like my credit is not the best, but I get bread. Best believe that. As soon as I got my car back, I just started working my ass off and just stacking. So once I had me a little bread. I had calculated on what I would need. I got the money, and I was just waiting. In this house that I'm in right now, this is the first house that I actually viewed. Exactly why I had to leave. Yeah, the homie Chance is on here, and I met him by the jacuzzi at the old building, and he left like a few months before me or whatever. But I feel that 100%. But this was actually the first house that I toured, and automatically, like even before they let me tour it, like me and Bunny drove over here, and I popped in, and I like went to the backyard, and I was like looking in the windows of the house, and I was like, yeah, I want this house. And Bunny's like, Mom, you're not supposed to be in the backyard, kid from over there. And she was like bossing me and going in on me and stuff, and I'm like, girl, bye, I ain't scared of these people. But anyway, so I had talked to my real estate agent, and I heard the owner in the background. He was like, yeah, I don't know why she keep on calling. She not gonna get it because she don't got the best credit. So I was like, damn, like I had heard that. And she was still like making it seem like it was cool or whatever, but I heard that. So my hopes kind of got down. So I started, I'm in the house right now. That's what I'm telling you. He talking about, I believe you gonna get the house. I'm in the house. I live in the house now. I've been here since Valentine's Day. But what was I about to say? So like, yeah, she was like still being nice to me or whatever. And I just started looking at some other homes. But the crazy part about it is when I would look at the other houses, as soon as I wanted to go view them, boom, they rented it to somebody else. So I could never like find a leeway of like, yo, how am I gonna, you feel me? Like, how am I gonna get into this house? Because this is difficult. And they're just giving up all these houses. And it was getting closer and closer. It was like the 9th of February. And I had to be out like on the 15th, but I was trying to secure something by the 14th so I could just get ghost. You feel me? So I didn't have to be in no weird predicament. So they had called me like on the Sunday. Like I moved in on a Friday. They had called me the Sunday before the week. And the girl told me like, you know, I can't make you no promises, but fingers crossed, like, I think I can get you to get, like, I think he wants to deal with you. So long story short, like the owner wanted to deal with me, not because of my credit, because the other people had better credit, but they said that they'd rather deal with me and my daughter than the other tenants. So that's how we got in. I met with the nigga on Monday, I met with the man on Monday, and then, paid him on Tuesday, moved in on Friday, and we've been here ever since. We've been here for like 2 weeks, and I love the house. What's up, Quasar? Not another Quasar. Like, what? Come on now. Yeah, I am. First one, not the second one. Not nothing after the or, but the first one. But regardless, like, it's clutch. Like, right now, I'm in my office. So it's 4 bedrooms. I have a front yard and a backyard. Mind you, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, this is a complete upgrade. So I pretty much have 4 bedrooms. This is my office. I set this up. I got my computer right here. It's expensive. You can DM me and I'll tell you how much it is. It definitely cost me a pretty penny, but I don't mind. Like, I've always been in the mindset of like, if I want to live nice, I gotta pay the price. Cause I even lived in Maui. Like I've always lived in expensive areas. I've never not lived in expensive areas except for when I lived at my grandmother's house. But that's just something, like, honestly, like, high rent helps keep me on my grind. I'm not gonna lie. So you'll never hear me complain. Like, I might complain about it, but honestly, it just builds my muscle to make more money. So I'm not really tripping. But I'm in LA still. I didn't have to move out of LA to get a house. But 4 bedrooms. This office room is upstairs. It's only one room that's upstairs, and this office is upstairs. Bunny got her own room. I got my own room. And then one of the rooms, the 4th room, I'm making it a walk-in closet because I don't have a closet in my room. And that way I don't have to get my room messy with clothes. So yeah, I'm making that room a walk-in closet. And yeah, I'm just happy. I just didn't bring any of my old furniture, so it's going to take me a while to like build my furniture or whatever. So that's the only thing that I'm like kind of dreading. So that's like another reason why I'm getting on stream, because I need another source of income. And I know it's going to take a while to like build up a community or whatever, but I'm down for the ride, like whatever. Obviously, I'm chatty patty, and I just Spanglished this whole thing for 58 minutes and 30 seconds. So whatevs. But yeah, I guess I'm about to get off because I'm live on YouTube. I don't think I'll get live on, I don't think I'm going to go off live on TikTok. I'm going to stay on here. But for YouTube, thank you guys for tuning into my first live. This was so fire, you know. I'm gonna actually share it, so it's just gonna be a post on my YouTube channel, so you guys can tap in and rewatch it or whatever. If you guys have any suggestions, go to my community part of my YouTube channel and give me some suggestions. You know, write me or whatever. If you guys want to contact me in an easier way, you guys can hit my Instagram. It's at QUASAR the Composer, at QUASARTHECOMOPSER, Composer, COMPOSER. And then you can hit me on TikTok at The Real QUASAR, TherealQuasar. QUASAR. And yeah, thank you for tuning into my first live stream. I appreciate you guys, and just send me suggestions of like more stuff that you guys want me to do, and I'll do it. Don't forget to like follow me on Spotify, stream my music, check out my music videos. The Bag the Cat music video is actually out on my YouTube, so tap in, give me some views, share them with friends. You feel me? Just stay active with me, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.